Good morning, dear students. In the last class, I have taught you about logic, right? So, logic is nothing but it helps us to define or frame sentences according to the syntax, right? So, I have taught you about knowledge base also. What is knowledge base? So, it is nothing but a place where we store the sentences, right? So, this logic is used to frame those sentences according to the syntax, right? So, in last class I have also taught you like there are two types of logic. What are they? They are called as Boolean logic as well as predicate logic. So, this Boolean logic is also called as proportional logic. This predicate logic is also called as first order logic, right? So, there are two types of logic. In the last class I have taught you about a Wumber's world problem, and I just framed the sentences using proportional logic. So, last class I have covered proportional logic and I have described an example of Wumber's world problem also in the previous class. In today's class I am going to teach you about predicate logic, the second kind of logic. I hope you remember that I have told you I have taught you in the Boolean logic we cannot frame the entire world as sentences, whereas in predicate logic you can frame the entire objects, entire world as objects in predicate logic. Okay, so I taught you this predicate logic is the best one. So in today's class I am going to show you how to frame a sentences using predicate logic, and I am going to teach you about the syntax for framing those sentences. Okay, right. So first we will see the syntax that is used to frame the sentences in the predicate logic. So this is the syntax that is given for framing the sentences in the predicate logic. So if you see, a sentence can be a atomic sentence. A sentence can be a atomic sentence. What is an atomic sentence? Atomic sentence must have a predicate followed by a term. What is a predicate? Predicate is nothing but a word like raining, swimming, jumping, a word, okay, some meaningful word. So brother, so those things you call it as predicate. So atomic sentence has a predicate followed by a term, whereas the predicate, if you see, it is swimming. Okay, and what is a term? So term can be a function of term, or term can be a constant variable, or it can be a connectivity like implication and or bidirectional. Okay, so a term can be a constant variable or a function. So constant, what is a constant? Constant in the sense John, a name John is a constant. X, just a symbol X is a constant. Y is a constant. So any variable normally with a term like a name or something you call it as constant. What is a variable? A term X, Y, Z, you call it as a variable. Then these are some of the connectivity. So atomic sentence has a predicate followed by a term. Okay. So an example for this atomic sentence is, if you take like raining, within bracket I will write a term today. Today is raining. So like that I can write. Okay, it's just an example. Okay, I will teach you in detail how to frame the sentences. Okay, in detail in the next session. Okay, so today I am going to teach you only the syntax. So sentence is nothing but an atomic sentence. What is an atomic sentence? It must have a predicate followed by a term, or it must have a function followed by a term, or it can be a constant, or it can be a variable. So this sentence can also be a sentence with a connectivity sentence. So you can have a sentence here, the sky is blue, connectivity, and the air is breezy. Okay, so I have two sentences with the connectivity. So that is also a sentence. Another format is quantifier variable followed by a sentence. So you can write like for all x likes x comma ice cream. So this is also a sentence, a quantifier followed by a sentence. Similarly, negation of sentence. You can write simply a negation in front of a sentence. So that is also a sentence. Then you can write a sentence within brackets. So I have already applied brackets. So that is also a sentence. So a sentence can be an atomic sentence, or it can be connected together. Two sentences can be connected together. A sentence can have a quantifier with a variable. It can have a negation. It can be applied within brackets. So all these things you call it as a sentence. So this is the syntax for writing a predicate logic. Similarly, I taught you like atomic sentence will have a predicate followed by a term or function followed by a term. It can be a constant like John, name of the person, like variable XYZ. Then it can have a connectivities. It can have a quantifier. So all these things I taught you. Now there is a difference between this predicate and function. A minor difference. If you write like I have used here like swimming, jumping. So whatever the word you use here, you call it as a predicate. Okay. But if you are going to use some relationship like brother, mother, father, if you use some relationship, that comes under function. Because you will call like he is the brother of some person, right? A is the brother of B. So here you call that brother as a function. Whereas when you write X likes ice cream, here you won't have that brotherhood, that relationship won't be there. So any term without any relationship, you call it as predicate. Any term with relationship, if you have brother, father, mother, those things you call it as a function. Okay. So this is the syntax for writing the predicate logic. Now let's see the semantics of predicate logic. What is semantic? Syntax is nothing but certain rules, right? What is semantic? Semantic gives the meaning to the sentence, right? Semantics gives meaning. So first let's see what is atomic sentence. So as I told you, like atomic sentence is nothing but a term with predicate followed by a term, or it can be a function followed by a term, or in this place you can write constant or variable. So you can write. So first atomic sentence is nothing but a predicate followed by term. So what is predicate? Predicate is nothing but a word with raining before likes. So any word, right? So if I have a example like someone likes ice cream. Okay. So I can write like likes. I am having a word like John likes ice cream. Okay. I am having an example like John likes ice cream. How will you read it out? John likes ice cream. In this sentence, can you tell me which is the predicate here? Which is the predicate? You can compare this syntax with here. Which is the predicate? Likes seems to be the predicate. Which is a constant here? Name of a person is called as constant, right? Name. John is said to be the constant. Even ice cream is said to be the constant. Okay, right. I haven't used variable here, right? So if I have an example like everyone likes ice cream, so that can be written as for all x likes x comma ice cream. So this is also a form of sentence. What is a variable here? This x is said to be the variable. What is the predicate here? Likes is said to be the predicate. This you call it as quantifier. Quantifier. What about ice cream? So that is also, you call it as a term. Okay, term, or even you can call it as predicate. Okay, so this is an example for a predicate logic. So whatever the object you have in the world, that can be represented using predicate logic. Okay, so this is the syntax that is used to write or create a predicate logic, and these are some of the examples. So I hope we'll see the terms one by one. So atomic sentence, I told you like it is atomic sentence. Any sentence you call it as atomic sentence, because you can use connectivity, you can use quantifier, you can use negation. Any sentence you call it as atomic sentence. So likes x comma ice cream is an atomic sentence. Okay. So next, if you see sentence connectivity sentence, how will you write this? So likes x comma ice cream, you can use and sky is blue. So sky implies blue, you can write, or hair sky blue, you can write blue sky. Okay, blue sky. So I have used connectivity here. You can use quantifier variable. So quantifiers, there are two types of quantifiers. One is for all and another one is extensional. So where we use for all statement, for all na everyone likes ice cream. So for that everyone, if it is everyone, you will be writing as for all x likes x comma ice cream. This you call it as for all statement. When you use extensional, that is someone likes ice cream or some people hate medicine. So someone, if you are having a word like someone, you will be using the term extensional x likes x comma ice cream. So here it is everyone likes ice cream. This statement represents someone likes ice cream. So that you call it as quantifiers. So what are the variables here? In this statement, what are the variables? This x is said to be the variable. What is the constant here? This ice cream, you can say it as a constant. Okay. So here I haven't mentioned this two, that is predicates. So or the function. So function example is, I told you, it's a brotherhood, right? So how will you write as Ram is the brother of Sonu. Ram is the brother of Sonu. So how will you write brother Ram comma Sonu. So this you call it as function, not a predicate. If I put like, it is a predicate. If I put brother, it is a function, because Ram has a relationship with Sonu. Ram is a brother of Sonu. Okay. So when they ask this question, syntax and semantics for predicate logic, they may ask for 8 marks or even 13 marks. So first you have to write the syntax. So it is very easy to learn. A sentence can be an atomic sentence, or it can be a sentence connectivity sentence, or quantifier sentence, or negation of sentence. So it's very easy to learn. And if you see atomic sentence, it is predicate followed by term. Term is nothing but a function followed by term, or it can be a constant, or it can be a variable, or it can have connectivities likewise. So after writing the syntax, for each term you have to give an example. So sentence, any sentence you can write. Then atomic sentence, I told you, any sentence you call it as atomic sentence. So sentence with connectivity you have to write as a second example. Then you have to use quantifier. There are two types of quantifier. So I have mentioned here everyone and someone. So you have to write an example. Then you have to show an example with constant. So here if you see, the constant is John, right? Initially I had an example like John likes ice cream. Likes John comma ice cream. So here John is said to be the constant. What is a variable? This x is said to be the variable. Quantifier these two as an example. So like this, for each term you have to give an example and you have to explain. Okay. So that you call it as semantic. So when you just write this, this is the syntax. When you give an example and explain what is that variable, what is the constant, what is atomic sentence, then it is said to be known as semantic of that particular keyword. Okay. So in today's class, I have taught you the syntax and semantics of first order logic. Okay. So in the next class, I will be teaching you, there are 7 steps for knowledge engineering process. So if you want to feed a sentence into the knowledge base, there are 7 steps that is required to feed that information into the knowledge base, that I am going to teach you in the next class. Okay. Thank you.